Hello, hello. What's happening, April?
What's up? What's up? I was
We,
like, are we
we are live.
live?
We are live. Hello to everyone out there in the interwebs. It is Gary and April. It is your ASC Success Quickie number 3.
Yes.
And this week, as the title says, we're going to be focusing on giving you just the tips of how you can crush it at your next networking event and how to do things differently. We're going to share some tips to help you shake it up and crush it. Next time you get out there to meet some new people. And it's going to be really interesting because I am doing this on the road. I am in San Francisco at the SHRM symposium for the NorCal SHRM. I'm going to be doing my signature workshop here in a bit on how to use play to increase culture and learning in companies. And April, you were just at a networking event, right?
I was. I had a couple networking events in the last week. So I feel like I'm super energized. And I mean, the reason why we're talking about this is because of the fact that anytime we want to get stuff done, we know we can't do it alone, and we need a tribe of people to surround us, to support us in what we're doing. And so a lot of times that might include having to network with people, and it could be in a, business related networking event, a conference, just meeting people who know people that and all of that stuff. And so this all falls under the realm of cultivating relationships, which is essential to our happiness and our achieving success. So should I just dive into tip number 1?
Yeah, before we do that, I just want to say what's up to the peoples that are watching live, whatever your platform is. What's up to Brian from
Hey,
San
Brian.
Diego? He already said what's up.
What's up?
Leave your name, where you from, down in the comments. And if any of this makes sense to you, let us know. All right, let's jump into tip number 1 because it's just a quickie.
Okay, so this one was one that I really, really practiced in my event yesterday. I made a goal, and I tend to not love going to networking events because they ask this question, what do you do? And I, as someone who thrives in doing a lot of different things, it's very hard for me to make um, that really quick answer. And so I got out of the habit, or tried to get out of the habit, of asking that question by asking other questions, such as, so, what brings you here today? Or what exciting things are you working on? Or, like, how did you hear about this event? And different other open-ended questions that would start the conversation, instead of being like, hi, I'm April, what do you do? Because it's just not as fun of a question. Gary, what do you think about that?
I agree. And throwing the science out there, when you say, what do you do? Because we've heard it so many times over and over and over again, the brain doesn't respond. The brain's like, oh, there's that question I hear. And so if you want to really be memorable, because that's what we're all about, right? How to be memorable, how can you ask things differently? And when you do that, because it's in a different it's a different response, it's different than what we're normally hearing, you're going to light up their brains like a pinball machine, and they're going to boom, be zeroed in on you, and you're going to elicit those happy chemicals, dopamine, endorphins, which is going to help people be focused. So if you want to be magnetic, what else could you be asking other than, what do you do? So April, what do you like to ask? What else do you like to ask?
What did I ask? I asked so many different questions, and so I think there was there was also a point where I said, I I made it a point to tell people that I really enjoy, getting to know people. So I'll say stuff like, "So what's your passion? So what do you do for fun?" And it kind of throws them off, which is great, because then they're like, "Oh, interesting. Now I'm going to remember
Yep.
that chick who didn't ask me what I did." So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Also, what do you like to do for fun? What brings you to this event? There's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah.
However, is just a quickie, so we don't have time to get into it.
Yeah. If you haven't,
April, should we switch to number 2?
yes. And if you have any good starter questions to ask when you're at a networking event, feel free to put those in the comments. But yes, number 2. Let's make it quick.
Number two, yes. And it's all about, number two, it's all about position, position, position. I get this a lot. Of
You're doing it quick.
especially from the
Positions matter. Sorry.
positions matter, especially when you're doing a quickie. Oh my gosh. If you can't have fun, it ain't worth having any. So, anyways, introverts and stuff like that, they were like, where should I stand? How should I all right. So I got this tip from the book Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. We are both big fans of Vanessa. So if you actually happen to be watching Vanessa Van Edwards, what up? In her book, she talks about that of what are the best places to position yourself so that you can get noticed, so that you can have meaningful conversations. So I'm going to talk about two. One is after people have gotten their drinks. So that imagine the bar is here, you get your drink, and then boop, 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 people like have a natural flow. That's a great place to be so that you can maybe make eye contact with someone and, get their attention. They're already going to be happy because they finally got their drinks. They finally got their snacks. The second one is if you know who the host is, how can you position yourself near them? Now you're cool by association. So those are two places to position yourself. April, what are your thoughts on position?
I agree. And, you mentioned Vanessa, and I have been diligently working at getting my body language trainer certification. So this is definitely something that non-verbally sends that signal to people that you are ready to talk, and they're kind of caught off guard and they're getting ready to find somebody to talk to anyways. So being near the refreshments, because everybody's going to go get refreshments, right? That's just where people gravitate towards. So hovering around that area and making eye contact and making sure that and also making sure that you look like you're open and ready to talk to somebody. It's very easy to fall into that that mode. But yeah, I agree with all of that. Shall we go? Stop? You're like putting up video, like random haha notes. I love it because you get to manage that and I can't even see it as I'm talking. But anyways, should we go
to three?
Number three goes back to more of this nonverbal communication. Check your nonverbals. I was just talking about, try to keep yourself in a mode where you appear open and ready for a conversation, because if you are an introvert, there's sometimes that feeling where you're like, nobody's talking to me, so I'm just going to go to my phone. And nobody's going to want to talk to you if you look like you're texting and having a conversation with your device. So things like that, where you're basically not making eye contact, you're not, focused on having a conversation. And that's what we go to networking events for in the first place, right? So even if you can latch onto one person, just try to meet them, get to know them. And then if you're ready to move on to somebody else, then you can do that. But you have to present yourself in a way that makes people want to approach you. Because if you send those signals non-verbally that you're not really interested, of course, nobody's going to want to talk to you. So Gary, what do you think?
Agree 100%. And one thing that I love to tell people that want to level up their networking skills is, and especially if they're a little nervous, and this is going to require you to use your imagination, but imagine the people that you are engaging with is someone, like picture a real person that that you admire, that you love to spend time with, and imagine that you haven't seen them in like 6 months. And every person that shows up, imagine they're that person. It's going to open your body language. It's going to make you more warm and inviting. And who knows, you might actually feel better.
Yep. So go out and go meet people, connect, get it, what it is that you want, and go do it. Right?
Yes.
But yes, those are our quick tips for this week. And thank you so much for checking it out. If you have any questions or anything that you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do that down in the comments. And Gary and I are the success team for the Accountability Success Circle. We are focusing this month on actually starting to plan for 2020. And we have a webinar coming up next week. So if you're interested in learning more about what we do and how we do it and how we help people just have more fun and get stuff done, feel free to check out the link that Gary has put on the screen below, because we are people who just love to help others and help you get what you need and what you want in the easiest and most fun way. So,
Yes.
out.
Wow, that was woo! I think I need a cigarette. That was definitely a quickie. I'd love to know what you think. Is this helpful? What other things would you love to get some super success tips if you want to learn how to do it in a more playful, more fun, engaging way? Leave it in the comments. As April mentioned, through the ASC, this is stuff that we do with our clients day in and day out. We help them get more done while having more fun. So,
and we help you network and get yourself out there, because sometimes it's easier to promote when we're all in a group together and push the amazing things that you're doing. So,
yes.
all right.
So, real quick shout out to Eric and who else for being super engaged, and for you watching, even if you didn't leave a comment, whether this is the live or the replay. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week with another quickie.
Woo!
Bye.
Get it. Bye.
In and out.